There is a quiet exhaustion that comes from always trying to fix what feels unstable. You fix conversations before they escalate. You fix moods before they harden. You fix tension before anyone even acknowledges it exists. At first, it feels responsible. You believe being proactive is maturity. You tell yourself that if you can just adjust the tone, soften the message, or absorb the impact, everything will remain intact. But slowly, you realize you are the only one doing the emotional maintenance. You anticipate reactions before they happen. You apologize for things you did not cause. You correct misunderstandings that were never yours to carry. And over time, your nervous system forgets what rest feels like. Trying to fix everything creates an invisible pressure inside your chest. You become hyper-aware of shifts in energy. You scan for subtle signs of distance. You assume that if something feels off, it must be your responsibility to restore balance. That belief is heavy. It convinces you that peace depends on your effort. It teaches you that harmony must be earned through vigilance. And it quietly ties your worth to how well you can stabilize others. But there comes a moment when you notice something unsettling. No matter how much you fix, the instability returns. No matter how much you smooth things over, the imbalance resurfaces. And no matter how much you adjust, you are still the one adjusting. That is when a different question emerges. What if the instability was never yours to repair? What if the distance was not caused by your tone? What if the tension exists because someone else refuses accountability? When you stop trying to fix everything, the first feeling is discomfort. You resist stepping in to regulate the room. You let silence stretch without filling it. You allow other people to manage their own emotions. At first, it feels unnatural. You worry that things will fall apart without your intervention. You fear being labeled indifferent. You brace yourself for consequences that may never arrive. But something unexpected happens. The world does not collapse. The conversation either corrects itself or reveals its true condition. And you begin to notice how much of your previous effort was unnecessary. Peace does not arrive dramatically. It arrives gradually, like tension leaving your shoulders 1 inch at a time. You stop rehearsing solutions before problems are even confirmed. You stop assuming responsibility for feelings that are not yours. When you release the need to fix, you reclaim emotional boundaries. You realize that caring does not require control. You understand that empathy does not require self-sacrifice. And you begin to separate compassion from overfunctioning. There's strength in allowing others to experience the consequences of their own choices. There is clarity in observing rather than intervening. And there is freedom in recognizing that not everything broken is yours to repair. Some people will react when you stop fixing. They may accuse you of changing. They may interpret your stillness as withdrawal. But what they are truly reacting to is the loss of your constant regulation. When you were fixing everything, you were buffering discomfort. You were absorbing tension. You were preventing natural consequences from surfacing. And when you stop, the imbalance becomes visible. That visibility is uncomfortable but honest. It shows you which relationships were sustained by your effort alone. It reveals who steps up when you step back. And it clarifies whether connection exists beyond your intervention. Peace grows in that space. It grows when you realize you do not have to micromanage love. It grows when you allow misunderstandings to be clarified by mutual effort instead of unilateral repair. And it deepens when you accept that stability must be shared. You begin to sleep differently. Your mind is no longer solving imaginary problems at midnight. Your body is no longer bracing for emotional weather changes. And your thoughts become quieter because they are not constantly strategizing. Stopping the need to fix everything does not make you passive. It makes you grounded. You still care deeply. You simply stop overextending to compensate for others. Hope begins here. It begins when you trust that what is meant to stay will adjust without force. It begins when you understand that real connection does not depend on your constant correction. And it strengthens when you see that peace was never found in fixing, it was found in releasing. The peace that comes from letting go is not loud or dramatic. It is subtle and steady. It feels like breathing fully without anticipating interruption. And it reminds you that you were never meant to carry everything alone. When you stop trying to fix everything, you discover something powerful. The right people do not need you to stabilize every emotion. The right connections do not collapse without your intervention. And the right path forward does not require constant repair. You are not responsible for holding the world together. You are only responsible for holding yourself steady. And once you understand that difference, peace becomes permanent instead of conditional. Good. 6:19 tells us exactly what happened. The emotional tone is right. The structure is correct. But density is still too light for pictory compression. We need heavier sentence architecture, longer clauses, layered thought, slower cadence, without becoming repetitive. You don't need more paragraphs. You need more weight per paragraph. We'll now add a seamless density extension designed specifically to survive compression and push you toward 9 to 11 minutes compressed. No repetition. No filler. More emotional depth. More personal resonance. Stronger hope landing. Continue directly after the last line of your current script. There is another layer to this that most people never admit out loud. When you are always trying to fix everything, you are often trying to prevent abandonment. You believe that if you manage the tension early enough, you can avoid loss. And that belief quietly trains you to carry burdens that were never assigned to you. Over time, this becomes an identity. You become the stabilizer, the mediator, the emotional engineer who keeps things running. People rely on your awareness because you have proven that you will step in before discomfort spreads. But what they rarely notice is the cost of that role to you. Carrying that responsibility creates a subtle loneliness. You are constantly aware of the emotional climate, but no one is monitoring yours. You sense shifts in others immediately, but your own exhaustion goes unnoticed. And eventually, you begin to feel unseen in the very spaces you worked hardest to protect. When you stop trying to fix everything, that loneliness surfaces first. You realize how often you were compensating instead of connecting. You see how many conversations were sustained by your extra effort. And that recognition can feel both painful and liberating at the same time. Painful, because you understand how much you overextended. Liberating, because you finally see the imbalance clearly. Clarity hurts before it heals. But once it settles, it becomes the foundation for real peace. Peace does not come from controlling outcomes. It comes from trusting that outcomes reveal truth. When you stop intervening prematurely, you allow reality to show itself. And reality, even when uncomfortable, is far lighter to carry than constant hyper-vigilance. You begin to notice your breathing slow. You begin to respond instead of preempt. You begin to sit with uncertainty without immediately solving it. And that shift restores a part of you that had been operating in survival mode. Trying to fix everything is often rooted in love. You care deeply, so you act quickly. You want harmony, so you sacrifice your own comfort. But love that requires self-erasure is not balance, it is overcompensation. When you release that compulsion, your love becomes healthier. You offer support without absorbing responsibility. You show empathy without surrendering boundaries. And you allow others to grow through their own discomfort. That growth is essential. When you fix everything, you unintentionally prevent accountability. You remove the friction that forces maturity. And you shield others from consequences that could strengthen them. Stopping does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop rescuing patterns that need to change. It means you trust that what is strong will survive without your constant reinforcement. And it means you allow what is weak to reveal itself naturally. There is a quiet dignity in that restraint. You are no longer frantic beneath the surface. You are no longer anticipating collapse. You are simply present. And presence feels different from control. Control is tense and urgent. Presence is calm and steady. When you live from presence, your nervous system no longer lives in anticipation. That is where the real peace lies. Not in perfect circumstances. Not in flawless communication. But in knowing that you are no longer overextending to secure stability. You start to experience relationships as shared spaces instead of projects. You observe effort coming toward you rather than flowing only outward. You feel reciprocity instead of obligation. And that shift restores faith where exhaustion once lived. Hope grows quietly from there. It grows when you realize you can care without carrying everything. It grows when you understand that your value does not depend on your ability to repair others. And it solidifies when you feel steady even when something around you is not. The peace that comes from letting go is not about indifference. It is about balance. It is about trusting that what is meant for you will not require constant repair. And it is about finally allowing yourself to rest without fear that everything will fall apart. When you stop trying to fix everything, you do not lose connection. You lose anxiety. You do not lose importance. You lose overextension. In that release, you find something you may not have felt in a long time. You find calm that does not depend on performance. You find strength that does not depend on effort. And you find hope that does not depend on control.